Hi, this is Justin Forsett, running back with the Baltimore Ravens, and this is the new documentary of the Maestro. Now, everybody wants to talk about the success, everybody wants to talk about good times, but I think it's equally important to talk about adversity. This is my 9th year in the NFL, but my journey has not always been easy. I had been in the NFL for 7 years before I got my true shot to be a starting running back. I was fired 3 times, I was cut, demoted, injured. One thing that motivated me was I grew up in humble beginnings. At one time, I was homeless, living in a motel. Sometimes we didn't have the best food to eat, if we had food at all. In my journey, I grew up in a small town, a town of 3,000. I grew up with both parents in the house and 2 brothers. I was in the middle. It's a struggle sometimes to be that middle child. Yeah. Any of the middle children know that sometimes it's a battle in the house. Because of the battle, I had an identity crisis at an early age. So sometimes I would change the way I walk and talk to fit in with other people. After a while, that became very draining. I had a hard time trying to keep up and try to please everyone around me. Now, it's important to talk about, the harvest season or the season of great success, but I think it's even more important to talk about the season of pruning. Now, pruning is not very a popular topic to talk about, but there's huge benefits to it. Adversity, with the right perspective, can actually help you. Adversity does not have to define you, but it can refine you. Now, I know we all have faced some tough times in adversity, but I'm trying to encourage you today to change your perspective on tough times. Now, one of my favorite verses in the Bible is Romans 8:28. All things work together for the good of those that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. I grew up in a very faith-driven household. My dad was a preacher in the church. I would always hear my dad talk about this guy named Jesus. And after a while, learning about Jesus and what he did for me, I decided to give him a try and accepted him in my life. So from that day on, when I accepted Jesus, my whole life changed. My perspective had changed. I was not living for what other people thought of me or what people said of me, but what Jesus knew about me and who he said about me. I knew my mom had one of the scriptures that she would always tell me was that faith without works is dead. I knew that my dream was to play football in the NFL. I knew that I had the faith, but I had to put in the work. I'm not very tall, not very big at all. My stature has been the same my whole life. I've always been the smallest guy. I knew I had to do more training and more studying than anyone else around me. So this is what I called doing my work in the shadows. So in the shadows, it means I wasn't in the spotlight. This is the things that I did behind the scenes, behind doors. I took my dreams very seriously. So I took no shortcuts. I made sacrifices. I did whatever it took to make my dreams come true. So while I was training and working in the shadows, that was what was in my mind. I thought about those times when I was homeless. I thought about those times when there was not a lot of food on the table. I thought about those times when the electricity was out in my house. So that's what motivated me to keep pushing on when I faced adversity. When everybody else my age growing up in high school was going out partying, messing with girls, doing drugs, I was at home doing 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 sit-ups a night. When the opportunity came, I was ready to seize it because of those moments that I had training and working in the shadows. When I got my opportunity, I was ready to seize it, not because I was ready, but because I was prepared. There's a difference between being ready and being prepared. So I was preparing all those years. It's probably more than 15 years of training in the shadows without getting noticed, and then I got my opportunity, and I was ready for it because I prepared for that moment. So I stand here today before you as a Pro Bowl running back. It's my second year starting for the Baltimore Ravens. So it was because of extreme faith, hard work, training in the shadows, and perseverance. Whatever you're doing, whether it's football, being a father, whatever your other job is, continue to work. Your time is coming. Your moment, your opportunity to be great is coming. I know it can be extremely difficult to do something for a long time and not get noticed or feel like you getting the right appreciation that you feel that you need. But embrace those moments, those times that's very difficult, those moments of adversity, because those moments are what's going to shape you and mold you and make you better. I wouldn't be standing here today before you as a NFL running back if I hadn't gone through the things that I've gone through. One, excel at what you can control. Don't worry about your circumstance. Don't focus on the situation. Just control and excel at what you can control in life. So if you're in a football game and you fumble a football, don't focus on the fumbling part. Focus on how you can get better. Number two on overcoming adversity is that you have to build a good team. Not yes men, but people that were going to hold me accountable. So when I was fired or released or demoted, I had people always encouraging me and lifting me up. In adversity, the worst thing that you could do is isolate yourself. Number three is serve. Serving puts things in perspective. Life is not all about you. When you're serving, you realize that you have a greater purpose. When I went through those bits of adversity, I never had joy like I had when I was helping other guys become better. So I encourage you guys to look at adversity in a different way. Look at it as an opportunity for you to grow, become a better player and a better man. That's my time for today. Thanks for listening.